Hello, dear friends. Today we have one more English lesson, and with you, me, Ludmila Zharikova. Today we start a series of lessons about the environment. Pay attention to the screen. You've got a list of environmental problems which our planet faces. Do you know their translation? Global warming, acid rain, air pollution, endangered species, deforestation, water pollution. Of course, this list may be continued. Can you do it? Think please. Write down all environmental problems you can imagine and send us. Of course, the most serious problem to my mind is pollution, air pollution and water pollution, because it affects everything and all living creatures on the earth. You have two questions. Is pollution a problem in the area you live in? I think so. If so, what can we do to stop it? Everybody can help with this problem. What can we do? I'll give you my variant, and I'm waiting for your answers. Our area has an air pollution problem caused by the amount of traffic on the roads, because we live in the capital, and of course the traffic is heavy in our city. There is also a lot of pollution in the rivers caused by local factories. Litter is also a problem in the local parks and on the beaches. We can use public transport more, share cars, use bikes or walk to school or work to reduce the air pollution caused by traffic. We can organize clean-up campaigns to clean the local parks and beaches. We can also make sure there are plenty of litter bins in our city. So I'm waiting for your choices. But today we'll start speaking about environmental problems from a very interesting topic. Pay attention to the screen. As you can see on the top of this page, we'll speak about world wonders, which are also unfortunately polluted and ruined nowadays. So, what would you like to know about the places in the pictures? In the first picture, you see the Willandra Lakes region, Australia. In the second, the Acropolis, Greece. And the last one is the Tibetan Plateau, Asia. So, you will listen, read, and see if you can answer to the questions on the text.
The Willandra Lakes region, Australia. The Willandra Lakes region in Australia is considered one of the most important archaeological areas in the world. 40,000 years ago, Aboriginal people lived there, and it was a rich area with many freshwater lakes. 10,000 years ago, the water dried up, and today the region is just a dry lake bed full of sand dunes. Scientists have found bones of many extinct animals, such as the Tasmanian tiger there. The Acropolis, Greece. The Acropolis in Athens is the most famous historical site in Greece. It is also known as the Sacred Rock, and it is home to one of the most important monuments of ancient Greek civilization, the Parthenon. The Parthenon is made of marble and is dedicated to the Greek goddess Athena. The Acropolis is visited by millions of tourists every year. Restoration work is done all the time to conserve and protect the site from acid rain and air pollution. The Tibetan Plateau, Asia. All of the world's peaks that are over 7,000 meters high are located in the Tibetan Plateau and the Himalayas. This region is known as the roof of the world and is the source of many of Asia's major rivers, such as the Ganges and the Mekong. Unfortunately, the roof of the world is melting due to global warming. Did you know that all these places are World Heritage Sites and are protected by UNESCO?
So now I have several questions for you on the text. The first is, how old is the Acropolis? Do you remember? Okay, I think you know that it wasn't mentioned in the text. The text doesn't say about it. The second question, why is there no water in the Willandra Lakes region? Think a bit. What is the reason? Because 10,000 years ago the water dried up. You are smart students. The next question. What is so special about the Tibetan Plateau? What is it? All of the world's peaks over 7,000 meters are either there or in the Himalayas. And the last my question. Who or what are these places protected by? Well, you know, it's UNESCO. UNESCO protects all these places. Good. And now we have an exam-like task on the text on reading comprehension. So answer the questions. Which place was home to animals that doesn't exist any longer? Yes, you're absolutely right. It's the Willandra Lakes region. The next one. Which place faces problems because of climate changes? Do you remember? I think you do. The Tibetan Plateau. Which place is home to beautiful ancient buildings? It's easy, I know. The Acropolis. I think you know about this place from your geography and history lessons. Which place is under repair? Okay. That's the Acropolis as well. And the last one, which place looks like a desert? It's the Willandra Lakes region. Well done, you've completed the task. And now you have word combinations which you should match to their meanings. Becoming liquid, mountains because of protect and repair. And the words from the text, restoration, peaks, conserve, melting, and due to. These words are familiar to you, and we'll see how can you paraphrase them. So the first word combination is becoming liquid. What does it mean? What is the synonym? Of course, it's melting, like snow. The next one, mountains. What is another word for mountains? Yes, You are absolutely right. It's peaks. Good. Because of, how can you convert it? Due to some reasons. Protect. How can we protect nature? We don't usually say protect nature. We usually say conserve nature. And the last one, repair. There is nothing to do but restoration. Well done. Okay, what do you think? What do we do these tasks for? What is the reason? Because you have to be able to substitute words with their synonyms, as it's very necessary for your exams. Let's move on. So, you have photos of these three sites: the Willandra Lakes region, the Acropolis, and the Tibetan Plateau. If you had to choose only one of these sites to protect, which would you choose and why? Think a bit. Okay. If you ask me, I would say that I would choose to protect the Tibetan Plateau in Asia. It's important to protect it because it's the source of many Asia's major rivers, such as the Ganges and the Mekong. If it melts, many people who depend on these rivers will suffer. And what is your choice? Write me, please. The second question. Why should we protect historic sites in general? How do you think? Is it necessary? I think so, because it's important to protect them as they are symbols of our past. We need to conserve them so that they remind us of our civilization, and not only us, but the future generations. Okay, let's move on. As you've mentioned, we've got a lot of articles in the text, and it's very confusing sometimes to fill in the necessary article on its place. Please, we have the rule, you know this rule, all of you, but we have to refresh it. We use some article to refer to something not specific. Which article? Of course, we use a or an form of this article. For example, there is a car outside. By the way, can you remind me when you use an? Yes, right, you are. We use an form when the following word starts from a vowel sound. Good of you. We use some other article. Which one? Of course, it's the. We use the to talk about something specific or with a singular countable noun to refer to all the members of a certain group. So the, when we know the subject, when we've mentioned it, and when it's a member of a certain group. The car belongs to Tom. The tiger is a beautiful animal. Not only this tiger, but all tigers in the world are beautiful. Then you have a note. We use the article the with nouns which are unique. The earth, the sun, the moon, the wind, the ground. And names of seas, rivers, all water resources except lakes, the Black Sea, the Nile, with all mountain ranges except separate mountains, the Alps, for example, deserts, the Sahara. Ocean was mentioned as a water resource, the Pacific Ocean. And don't use with the names of continents like Asia, cities or towns like Madrid, streets, Oxford Street, mountains, separate mountains, do you remember? Everest, lakes, all water resources except lakes I mentioned, Lake Geneva, and countries, Egypt. But there are some countries which are used with the. These are countries which has the main word which is not a name of a country. The UK, the United Kingdom, the main word is kingdom. That's why we use the. The USA, the United States of America. The main word in this word combination is states. So we use the. But with word America, we don't use any article. Good. I think everything is easy. So let's have some practice, because without practice, these rules don't work. Okay, the first sentence. Pacific Ocean is bigger than Indian Ocean. Both of them are water resources. That's why we put the article. The Pacific Ocean is bigger than the Indian Ocean. The next sentence. It never rains in Egypt. Egypt is a country. That's why we have no article here. Nile is the longest river in the world. Nile is a river, a water resource. That's why we put the article. Dodo lived in USA. Dodo is a bird, extinct bird. It's a representative of the whole class of birds. That's why the. Dodo lived in USA. It's a country. We don't put articles before countries, but the main word here is states. That's why we put the article the USA. London is Europe's largest capital city. London is a city. No article. Europe is a continent. No article as well. Well done. Now, I think you can do all exercises with articles easily. Okay, pay attention to the screen. You have 3 texts, 3 places, 3 natural wonders. And I want you to tell your partner, your friend, your classmate 2 things about these places that impressed you most. If you ask me, the Willandra Lakes region is just a dry lake bed. The Tasmanian tiger lived there. That's amazing. Speaking about the Acropolis is in Greece. And you can see the Parthenon there. Do you know what is the Parthenon? What is a mark in history? The Tibetan Plateau is known as the roof of the world. It is melting due to global warming. And it's a great pity to my mind. And what are the things that impressed you most? Tell, please. So, today we spoke about natural wonders which are protected and should be conserved for the further generations. You can speak about the things that impressed you most, and you can put articles a and the in the right way. Don't forget about your home task, to tell your friends about natural wonders. So now you are sure that environment is a burning issue nowadays. Please protect nature and take care. See you next time.
Уроки на телеканалі Київ – це не тільки пізнавально і корисно, а ще й легко та цікаво. Хочеш більше? Всі наші уроки на нашому YouTube-каналі. Переходь за посиланням або QR-кодом, що бачиш на екрані. І навчайся з телеканалом Київ з задоволенням.